At 4. You know what, bro? Am I starting at 4:05? You know what, bro? Because look, bro, if you're trickling in the first 5 minutes, you gonna know what time it is anyway. So let me go ahead and get started, bro. Because see, y'all have already sat here and waited. I'm not about to have y'all waiting for people who may or may not show up. That's corny. All right. So let's hop up in here. Let's hop up in the lab real quick. I hope y'all got, and I see Pain with me. That's the energy we need today. Sorry, this was from my little test run. Did I already draw over this paper? Yes. We repurpose. So, let me turn this down because I can only focus on so many things at once. And if I'm listening to music, then I'm not actually, you know what, bro? Let me pause it. I promise I'm going to keep it live regardless. So, anyway, hello to y'all that showed up. You feel me? I'm doing the same thing next week. I'm not going to say, I shouldn't have said that because then people are going to be like, well, I'll just catch you next week. But we'll see. It depends on how things go today because there might be some snakes in the grass. I might get suspended again. I don't know. So I'm just going to make sure. Hello, Lydia Hines. Hello. So me, once again, I'll just say I'm probably not going to be looking at the chat too much while I am actually like teaching. And that's because I'm kind of locked in. So I apologize for that. If you send me anything, if you say anything and I don't reply, just know that that's why. Because I'm really not looking at my screen. I'm looking down. Right? So now let's just jump into it because once again, I said that this would take an hour. This probably won't take an hour because I'm not going to let it because I am afraid that whoever was going to be, whoever did what they did, they might be in. So I'm going to get started. So when you're drawing, a lot of people like to think of their drawings as happening on paper, which makes sense because you're literally doing it on paper. I'm going to challenge you to think about it a different way, right? I'm going to challenge you to think of drawing as sculpting because drawing and sculpting are the same thing. Let me write that down because some of y'all, it's not going to make sense, but y'all will see. Drawing is sculpting. Have you ever seen Michelangelo or Da Vinci? Like both of them can do excellent sculptures, but they can also draw excellently. Like most people, they just think, well, they're just that good at it. Like, they're just magical. No, it's because there's a lot of cross-pollination there. A lot of principles that apply to one apply to the other. So when I'm talking, I'm going to be speaking in terms of three-dimensional shapes, and I'm going to be speaking in the terms of sculpting because it's the same thing. And if you think about that, your drawings will instantly be more three-dimensional. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Once you learn to think of things as you're constructing, as you're sculpting, as you're whittling, things get much, much easier. So let's get in and start drawing. Right? So let's start out. I'm going to be making 2 drawings today. I can do 2 drawings at once. If you're drawing along, I don't necessarily recommend it if you're more of a beginner, but I'm going to be drawing 2 because I need 2 different angles that I want to get through today. So I'm just going to come in and draw 2 of these. Is it going to be perfect? No, but that's why we iterate. Don't got to be perfect. Your head is not going to be a perfect sphere anyway. It's not. So does it really matter if it's not a perfect sphere to start with? No. I know that little SpongeBob episode when Squidward and SpongeBob were drawing that perfect circle. That was like a big thing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. We have stencils for that. It doesn't matter. So we have 2 circles here. And actually, these are much too close together. But it'll be all right. It'll be all right. Let me come in with this one, and let's redraw that. Because I want to make sure that I make these big enough that y'all can see everything, but also far apart enough so that I give each drawing its own breathing room. Because you're going to want to see how this ends up. I'm telling you, when this really starts to come together for y'all, it's going to blow some of y'all's minds. How easy it is. So, come in here. You drew these little circles. Let me lighten it down. Lighten it down. I insist that you get good enough control to just draw a circle outright. I don't have that yet. So let me just come in here and use my arm. Again, does it need to be perfect? No. But it needs to be a circle. Don't come with 8,000 hairy lines and think that's going to fly. So, right now you're looking at these shapes and you're probably saying, okay, let me draw my circles. If you're thinking, let me draw my circles, you're already probably a little bit behind. Why is that? Because when you're drawing these shapes for the head, you're not drawing a circle, you're drawing a sphere. A sphere. We'll label this. Now you're going to say to me, does that matter? Does it? I would argue yes. When you're doing anything creative, the language that you use to describe what you're doing is going to be important. Because if you think flat, it's going to be flat. It will be. It will be. That's not a maybe. So if you think I'm going to come in with a circle and then I'm just going to do this, look, don't do that. When you think of a sphere, you think of dimensionality. And where does dimensionality come from? An optical illusion built by shading. Let's say our light source is right there. I'm going to come in. Now we're shading. Some of y'all shade with tone, some of y'all shade with line. Doesn't matter. The principles are the same either way. I shade with line because I'm training in inking. And in inking, there really isn't tone unless you're painting. Like painting with a brush. So, you have this sphere here. Now, I insist that you draw this with me and you will see why. I'm like a comedian, y'all. This is going to be the long game. Again, once y'all see how this all comes together, it's going to blow some of your minds. So we have 3 parts to every shadow. We have the core shadow. Some of y'all know about this, some of y'all don't. But if you've looked up shading, you've probably heard of it. The core shadow is usually somewhere in the middle of the shadow. That's why I extended the lines a little bit past. It makes it look a little bit more realistic. If I didn't do that, it wouldn't look as realistic as it does, even though it doesn't look that realistic. We have the core shadow, which is the darkest part of your shadow, somewhere in the middle. Then we have our cast shadow, which is cast by the object. You ever notice that when you go outside and you look at your shadow, it's usually pretty sharp and looks just like you? The reason for that is because a cast shadow is just a result of the sun's light not hitting. So it's a negative space. That's usually pretty sharp. Then you have this part. There's a lot of names for this, but you can call this the reflected light. How you would think it would happen is that the darkest part of the shadow would be here, the further you get away. But because every surface reflects to a different degree, you have reflected light. So light will actually reflect from the surface that this is coming from and make this part of the shadow a little bit lighter. So now that I did that, put that to the side. You gonna see how it come back. Now, once again, we're drawing a sphere. Think of the dimensionality. Think about that, right? Now we're going to start with the second most important part of a drawing. Every drawing of an organic shape that you do, this is going to be the most important line that you draw. And I insist that you draw it. Don't think that you can eyeball it. You probably can't. There are professionals who try to eyeball it and can't. A lot of professionals are using construction lines, y'all. Y'all don't see them because y'all look at the completed product. Draw your construction lines. We're about to go into, you guessed it. Oop, let me extend this a little bit. Coming in with, what do we call that class? I'm not going to door y'all. It's called the midline, obviously. It bisects the shape, roughly. If I can draw this semi-symmetrically. Doesn't matter. I'll fill it in with rendering. I don't care. So, let's draw a midline for this one, and then a midline for this one. Ask yourself what information that I just conveyed. Just with this information alone, what did I convey? What I conveyed is the way that the person is looking. Think about that. With what you understood to be a circle in a line, you've already established where the person is looking. You know that this person is looking to our left or their right. You know this person is looking straight at us. So here we go. Now, let's talk about the second most important line. Second most important line is going to be your brow line. Now, your brow line, it varies. I'm telling you guys, I said I wouldn't be looking at the chat. But look, and this is what I wanted to say at the beginning as well that I forgot to say. You're not going to be as good at this as well, look, I'm not saying that. Like, a lot of you in here are probably good, but if you're just starting, I guarantee you're not going to be as good as I am. Why? Because I have sketchbooks right next to me. We'll get into some of those drawings later. Those drawings are probably hundreds of drawings just of these drawings alone. This is light work for me now because I've practiced it extensively. So, okay, anyway, let's get back on it. Let's go into the brow line. Now, depending on the person, a lot of people will say, oh yeah, the brow line is always going to be halved on this. No, it's not. Some people you draw, it's going to be right here. Some people you draw, it's going to be up here. There's always going to be variation. Always going to be a little bit of variation here. But for right now, to make it easy, put it right at halfway. Now, I usually draw on a slant, so it's looking at me. So this is a little bit distorted for my view, so I'm sorry if it's not perfectly in the middle. But just know it's supposed to be. So we've come in with these midlines, right? Now, let's do the same thing over here. Draw confidently. Don't do this. Because I guarantee you, no matter what you draw, your line's not going to be straight. May as well be confident about it, right? And instantly, the more you practice, your lines are going to get straighter. So don't stop doing this. Stop chicken scratching. Be confident. That's what art is all about. You're supposed to be confident. You're vulnerable, but you're confident in your ability. That's what it's all about. So now we have a very good idea of how this person is looking. This person is looking straight at us. This view I would call hard mode. Why? Because if a person is looking right at you, you have to be very careful to make sure that things line up from side to side. Here you have a little bit more leeway. A lot more leeway, actually. But here you have to be very careful. But we're going to walk you through it. Keep going. Keep going. Keep pushing. You got it. Don't quit. Don't put your paper down. Don't get frustrated. It's going to be bad. Free yourself from the idea that it has to be good. It doesn't have to be. All you have to do is try, and you'll get better. Sorry, I'm shaking the table. Literally. Anyway. So this is what I call easy mode. Because there's a lot of leeway that you can get and still get something that looks, semi-realistic. So, now that we come in here, we have the brow line, not the eye line, the brow line. Now, what we're going to go into next is what we call the thirds. The name is deceptive. I don't like the name, but a lot of people call it that. Therefore, if you look into the thirds, you're going to be able to see what I'm talking about. So I'm using the terminology that everyone uses. Reason I don't like it is because it's deceptive. What are the thirds? Let me draw a little guy here. I'm going to name him Smile Guy. Say hi, Smile Guy, in the chat if you're paying attention. I'm going to be watching. I'm going to check this later. If I don't see no hi, Smile Guys, I know that y'all not really paying attention. This is Smile Guy. Smile Guy has three main sections of his face. Smile Guy has eyebrows. Let's make him evil. Yeah. Smile Guy has, oh yeah, he hot too. Don't worry. He has eyebrows. He has a nose and he has a chin. Now, Smile Guy can also look like this. Hairline all the way up here. Let's make him look ridiculous. My pencil broke from the ugliness. Then his brows are right here. Nose is right here. Smile is right here. I didn't change much about Smile Guy. All I changed was the proportion. So bear in mind, these proportions have, I think around now it's like 7.5 billion different variations. These are going to change from face to face. So these are not perfect thirds. I don't like calling them why did I put that? Don't make fun of me. Thirds. So these are the thirds, right? That's an apostrophe S, by the way. But they're not perfect thirds. They're an explanation of the proportions of the face. So for our purposes, though, to make it easy to draw a quote unquote ideal face, just make them thirds. So how do you do that? Establish where your nose is going to be. I would say that first because everyone has a nose, not everyone has a hairline. If you know what I'm talking about, right? Not everyone has a nose, not everyone has a hairline. So find where that nose is going to be. You know where I want it to be? I want it to be right here. Why? Because I decided it would be. And that's my decision. And as an artist, that's what I'm going to do. So now, take this. I'm going to teach you an easy way to get thirds. Measure this little distance. Take your little fingers. Put it right there. Bring that up. Mark it. Take the same distance. Bring that down. Mark it. Look. You wouldn't believe me right now, but I would say right now we're about 15% done. You would think this is like 5, but nah. This is half your battle right here. Figuring out the proportions. Figuring out how you're going to construct. This is the planning phase. You're thinking about it. His are a little shorter, but you know what? I don't care. Or, yeah, it'll be his. It'll be his. Because masculine faces, they're a little bit easier to demonstrate with. So we've established that. Now, go to the sides of the head, and you want to cut off a little bit. Your head is not built like a perfect sphere. Let me do this. This is a kneaded eraser, by the way. It's dirty, but look, that's how you know I'm really drawing. Roll that up. Your head isn't shaped like this, y'all. It's not shaped like a sphere. It's actually shaped like that. Is this the right view? Can you see that? Let me exaggerate. It's actually shaped like that. It's squished in on the sides. So you always have to cut a little bit off. Not always, but a lot of the time. Now you want to make sure it's kind of symmetrical, and this is why I do not like drawing these angles. That's why I don't like drawing straight up. A lot of artists will tell you the same thing. It's harder. Cut off a little bit of the side. Now, when you cut off a side of a sphere, what is that going to look like from this view? It's actually going to curve around like that. Now, where this will be, I even have trouble with that because it really depends on the width of your brow, but you decide. Put it around right there. Give yourself some room. Give yourself some leeway. So you're going to take this and you're actually going to pop it off. So what you're left with is that kind of shape right there that comes off of the sphere, and it comes like that, You actually have a section that comes off. So this is now flat. Again, you have to know that because you have to see it to understand it. This is now flat. This is a flat plane. I'll add a little bit of tone, but tone is really going to come later. So now that's flat. Now, what's next? Let's define this brow. And how do we do that? We sculpt the brow. Sculpt it. Imagine you're whittling and you're literally taking a tool and you're sculpting some out. I should have done that with my good pencil. So it's actually a little bit easier to see here, but watch this. You hear that? Pull it, sculpt it out. This eye is actually going to be partially hidden by the nose. Now, how does that look over here? Looks kind of like that. This is what they call the keystone. Do the same thing over here. The view is going to make it look a little bit different, but it's the same principle. That's the keystone. Different lengths on different people. There's no real hard and fast rule. That's what I'm trying to stress with this. There's really no hard and fast rule. Now, where do I go from here next? Next, I come in with the nose. Now, I meant to say this before, but we're going to focus on iconic shapes here. Iconic shapes. What does that mean? I'm not going to go into too much style on a nose because style gets confusing if you don't know what you're looking at, right? So instead, I'm just going to draw something simple. I don't like how a lot of y'all draw noses. I don't like how a lot of y'all draw eyes. I don't. But you get to decide how these look. So for now, I'm including a simple shape. You can come in and add your own shape. For an eye, I'm just going to use a sphere. Your eye is a ball. I don't know if anyone knows that, but your eye is a ball. We'll define that later, but for now, I'm teaching you construction. I'm not teaching you how to draw an eye. That comes later. You can always learn how to draw an eye over here and then adapt that into your next drawing. You don't have to do that for every drawing that you do. Keep it simple. That's how you win. Keep it simple. So now, let's keep carving. Let's see where the rabbit hole goes. Let's keep carving this out. Carve out the edge of that brow. Now, here's another little ratio that might be true or might not be, depending. Take that whole length of the head, the whole length, find the halfway point, about the halfway point. That's going to come around the keystone, so I'll put it here. This is going to be your eye line. This is going to be your eye line. I don't even know if that works out, but let's see. Let's estimate. I would say from the top of the head to there. That's about half. That's about half. That's the eye line. So do you see what we did now? I'm going to include a little bit of tone so it's more simple. You carved this out. These are sunken in. Your eye goes down. It goes, sorry, perspective is wonky when I'm in this view. Anyway, you go down. I don't know why I'm demonstrating with my hand when I have a pencil and paper right here. But look, but look, carve it out. Now, let's come in with the nose. The nose is going to tell us a lot. So I would recommend, once again, let's go through the steps. We drew the sphere, defined the brow line, defined the nose line, used that to find the hairline and the chin, and then we established the eye line. Well, really, we kind of defined that brow a little bit and established the keystone. Now, again, I already see, make sure that when you're drawing, you're like perfectly perpendicular to the paper because there's always going to be a little distortion if you draw it aslant like I do. Don't fall into that same mistake. So to draw the nose, once again, iconic shape. I'm just going to do this. Do you have to draw your nose like this? No. It's up to you. Quite frankly, I don't care how you draw your nose. Doggone it. Just draw it. If you want to draw your little carrot, draw the little carrot. I don't recommend it. Draw your little carrot. Now, draw his little button. Come out with this. You already have a little simple little nose, right? Simple little nose. Doesn't matter. Let's come and do the same thing to three-quarter guy. Let's give him a nose. Now, why do I not like this angle? This angle flattens everything. It makes everything flat because you're looking at it from one dimension. What this does is it turns it, and it makes the shape two-dimensional. Because really what you're looking at is kind of like this. Let's see my cube drawing skills. That's really what you're drawing here. So you see two faces. They say the most interesting drawings have like more faces to them. So if you draw a cube and you can see three faces, that's the most interesting. That's when you draw at a tilt. That's difficult. We'll tackle that a little bit later if I have the time. So the nose from this keystone, it comes out from the midline. Now, how long do you want his nose to be? You decide. Some noses look like this. Some noses come all the way out here. Some noses come all the way in there. I'm averaging. Free from race. This is really helpful. Thank you very much. Oh, Sonically Large Spoon, what's up? That's the homie. And also, is this the Loomis method? This is going to be the Loomis method mixed with the Riley method, mixed with some stuff that I learned from Michael Hampton. People, of course, said I had a preacher voice before. Anyway, let me keep going so people don't leave. Let me keep it up. So, draw your nose in there. Easy money, right? Come in here, draw the ball of the nose, draw this nostril. Now, why was it important to draw that? Let me tell you why. Bring this, establish a line perfectly parallel to the midline that comes up from the edges of the nose. Your eye, your eye is not going to cross that point, usually. Your tear duct might, but your eye is not. How do I know? Ask me how I know. No, I'm playing. Don't ask me how I know because I'm not going to see it until 5 minutes later. Ask me how I know. I know because you have your nasal cavity right here. Your eyeballs aren't going to encroach on the nasal cavity. There's always going to be a space there. This is a really good rule of thumb. Is it going to work for you every single time? Can I guarantee that? No. But I can guarantee you that most of the time it'll be good enough. So now the edge of the nose, it actually curves around, right? So that edge is going to be somewhere over here. Oh, well, we'll figure it out later. Now, where that nose is, let's bring this out. Let's bring this out, right? The same line where you put that nose, make that a line. Or yeah, let's make these full lines because it'll make it easier to see later. This same length, this middle third, right? This is third, third, third. This middle third, draw a little ear. It's going to be around that. Again, some people got them big old Dumbo ears. You know. But most people, it just comes out, around this length. And if you don't believe me, touch the side of your head and drag it over. I guarantee you it'll be close. Guaranteed. It's not a joke. Do it yourself if you don't believe me. All of this stuff you can teach yourself by looking in a mirror. So don't think I'm doing anything special. I'm not. Look in a mirror and try to draw it and you'll come to these same conclusions. That's why I mixed all of these methods together because they're all teaching the same thing. The face looks like a face, always. So, draw the ear in there. Same story here. Right here at this little line. Now this is about midway through since this is flat. Come out here and draw a little ear. Later you might have to bring it in. Later you might have to take it out. This ear was too low. Let's bring it higher. You might have to bring it in. You might have to push it out. It depends on the face you're drawing. It doesn't matter. Now, come back here. I cut it off. This is a stylistic decision. It's actually a little bit more rounded. I make it a little bit more stylized just because I like how it looks. I like the order of it. You're not going to see that on this part. Now, here's where we get into the meat and potatoes. After this part, I guarantee you, this is going to change your whole world up if you don't know how to draw faces. You're not going to know where this is going, but stick with me, draw along, and I guarantee you're going to learn something. Now, I'm about to say something, and you're not going to get it at first. Humans have a muzzle, like all animals do. Or not all. Not all animals have a muzzle. That was me just taking creative liberties. Imagine him like a monkey, and he has that part of his mouth that protrudes out a little bit, and it comes around, and his mouth is kind of wide. He'll ooh, ooh, ah, ah from there. That's his muzzle. We have the same thing. It's just that ours is much flatter to our face. Depending on the variation of the face, you might see it, you might not see it, oh well. But we do have a muzzle. So draw that muzzle in. Is it a science? No. Not even Riley himself drew it just like this. You take these methods and you adapt them for what works for you, guys. Make it work for you. Don't work for the method. Make the method work for you. That's why it's important to really tap in with a lot of people and learn a whole bunch of these methods, these formulas, because then you can adapt it to yourself. Now, do the same thing over here, but bear in mind, it's not going to look perfectly like, it's going to be a little bit thinner on this side than it is on this side. Now, again, this is not an oval. This is not an oval. This is a surface. It protrudes from the face. Again, once you think about it like that, once you learn to think about it like that, your whole world's going to change. Promise you. Now, we also have a dental arch. And actually, before I do that, let me do this first. Now, you have a whole bunch of free real estate down here, right? Whole bunch of free real estate that you can play with. how do you know where to put the mouth? You don't. It's style. It's face to face. If you're drawing someone in particular, it's from face to face, it's different, right? Let's say you're drawing someone cartoony and you want to draw the mouth all the way down here. You're going to be like, oh, that actually kind of looks okay. That actually kind of looks okay. You could make a really big smile way up here and you're going to say, wow, this is actually kind of okay. For a realistic face, because we're learning realistically, let's make it a little bit simpler. I'm dead. I'm kind of reading the comments. I don't know what's going on. He said, be more aggressive. I'm playing. I'm playing. Okay, let me keep going because, again, I don't know what's going to happen from here. I've made it 30 minutes. Let's see if I can make it 30 more. So the real general rule that a lot of people follow, split this into thirds. This is a lot of ratios that you guys have to remember, but once you remember them, I'm telling you guys, watch how this, again, I've been talking up myself. Look. Well, pause. Hold on. Who is it? One MK. I need mods, bro. Hey, bro. Hey, anyway, look. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Let me keep it going. Let me keep it going. Split this into 3 parts. This man said lavishly, and this man got the Vino, not even the no Jergens, no Lubriderm. This man got the Vino joint. This man got CeraVe. Anyway, split this into 3. Sorry. Split this into 3. I'm having too much fun. I'm not working. Because this is my job, y'all. Once again, I'm not going to ask for no donations, but keep in mind, look, I'm giving y'all a lot of knowledge free of charge. Do with that information what you will. Now, 1/3, 1/3. About. Again, this is going to be distorted because I'm kind of looking at it funny. Now, first third, that's going to be where your mouth is. But first, let me come out and do something. Second third is where your chin starts. That chin is its own shape. It protrudes. Hold on, what was that firework? Hold on. Oh, big old beat. Hey, big old beat. Hey. Big old beat, hey, big old beat, hey, give old beat, hey. So anyway, sorry, I had to give you your shine, bruh. Or sis, or NB. My bad. Thanks for the heads up. So, draw that chin at the bottom third. Look, third. Once again, this protrudes. You're going to see what I mean pretty soon. Now, you have a dental arch. Your mouth protrudes. Think of someone who's looking at you from the side. You're going to see something like this, and then you're going to see this protrusion come out. What is this? Lollipop. Respire. Look at the kids. Had to come with the mouse. Had to come with the mouse control on that. Anyway. So your mouth actually sits on a mound. So this protrudes a little bit, right, guys? Incorporate that into your drawing. Because protrudes is important. Because I'm teaching y'all to draw 3-dimensionally. This is vitally important. Look at all these gifts. Okay. Guys, I'm going to have to... Okay. Let me calm down. So include that mound of the mouth. That's what they call it. They call it the mound of the mouth. I know mound has its own connotations. Y'all just calm your little dirty selves down. Especially you, Kevin. I see y'all. Look. Big old bit. Hey. That man, Kevin, who said he was doing something lavishly. Nah. I'm not letting that slide, Kev. I'm not letting that slide. You about to become an MRD meme. Hey, all love, though. All love. And hey, if y'all come for Kev, I'm being for real. Get out the live. Get out the live if y'all come for Kev, bro. Because he's just having a good time. I'm okay with that as long as you don't get me banned. So don't none of y'all come for him. Just know that I'm just playing. So that's for real though. Don't do that. I'm not condoning that in my audience. So now we're drawing the mouth. Now, because this is the mound of the mouth, right? The center line. Now, keep in mind, the dude said, why do you keep on saying protrudes? This is why. The center line comes out from the face. Kev, I'm not playing with you. Make sure that this center line comes out from the face. A lot of people, they'll leave this flat and they wonder why their mouth looks weird. You have to curve around the shape. Curve around that shape. Because it's important. This is a whole this is a whole lesson, y'all. I'm not look, for right now I'm not taking requests, but I'll do it in a little bit. If you give me like 20 minutes to get through this, I promise I'll make it worth everybody while. So look, your lips curve around that surface. That's a mistake that a lot of people, and again, I'm not focusing on the tertiary details right now. Just because, again, I told y'all I'm focusing on iconic shapes. I'll come in and add the details later. Y'all gonna see how it's gonna come together. Y'all gonna see. Now, let's talk about our cheekbones. Our cheekbones are different from person to person. You look at Angelina Jolie, you look at Olivia Munn, you look at Meryl Streep, all of them have very different cheekbones. For me, for my male characters, this is me. No one told me to do this. This is just what I do. I don't know why it works, but it works. I typically draw this little arc towards the nose. And for a female character, someone that's more feminine, I usually draw it towards the mouth. Do I know why that works? Absolutely not. Appreciate the gift, appreciate the gift, appreciate the gift, Kev. See? Now see, if y'all would have come for Kev, you wouldn't have given gifts. So that's why we don't come for people in my place. We don't do that no more. I said no more, like we ever did it. So, you ever seen those little Superman? This little Superman thing where his cheeks do that? That's what it's describing. This is what they call the mid-cheek furrow. Some people have it, some people don't. It's important to incorporate anyway. Now, once I ice this off, I'm going to say something and y'all aren't going to believe me. Now, let's finish this up. Let's close off this jaw. How's the jaw supposed to be shaped? Varies from person to person. How am I going to draw it here? Very generic. Not everybody has this Hollywood square jaw, Henry Cavill look. Not everyone has that. You don't got to draw them like that. Who keeps, look, all these gifts coming in on my body, all over. Look at that. You see how the love come in? Watch the blessings come in. So now let's look at this. Once I ice off this jaw, and also for the jaw, sometimes it comes out like this. Sometimes it comes in like this. For this, we'll just put it in a little bit. Usually it comes in a little bit. But that's when the blessings come in. Blessings come in. Hey, if you part of the brand, you know that. Some of y'all don't know about that, but we'll keep it going. Now watch. Y'all see how this all came together? Believe me when I say, at this point, we're about 90% of the way through the drawing. We're about 90% of the way through the drawing right here. Now again, when you see the end result, you're not going to believe me. Yeah, he's the Giga Chad. And this is what I talked about on another one of my lives as well. The Giga Chad, why he looks the way he looks, why we consider him the Giga Chad is because his proportions are outrageously, crazily perfect. When we see somebody with outrageously perfect proportions, we compare them to Superman or the Giga Chad because that's what we base our information. That's what we base our knowledge of who that Giga Chad is. Why he looks like a Chad is because he looks like that ideal face, the one that I'm drawing, right? So you talked about the lips. Let's bring them in. Why didn't I draw them yet? Because this is the mouth opening. Lips come in now. Now, how thick do I want to make the lips? I like making night-skinned people, so I'll make them a little bit thick. If you like a little bit thinner lips, you can draw those. But as for me, I'm not. Just for this. Draw simple. I'm drawing simple, iconic shapes. I'm not going into the details, and you'll see why. You'll see why. I'm making a map. Y'all don't see it yet, but I see it. Now, this is the tricky part. This is the tricky part. Because this curves around, this is the midline. Come up to the midline, arc it around. Arc it around. But it's going to be shorter on this side. Always, because he's facing away. Come in with the bottom lip. Stylize it, don't stylize it. It's not up to me. It's up to you. You're the artist. I'm the teacher. Let's make them a little bit. Let's just come in and define it a little bit. Now, final step, right? Now, this is already defined. Let's define this over here. Is there a science to how it looks? No. But usually I bring it in kind of towards the same line where this eye line meets. I typically kind of do it there. There's no science, no rule. Now look, again, watch what I do here. It's gonna look funny. It will. It's supposed to look funny right here. It's supposed to. Now, what is this? This is your temple. That's what this represents. This little cutoff. Think of this as a three-dimensional shelf that kind of sits like your forehead. This is your temple, right? Let's define that here. Let's just come up, pull them into the corners. You can stylize this, not stylize this, however you want to do. However you want to do. Doesn't matter. Really doesn't. Do it how you want to do it. You're the artist. Now, you see this here? You see what we just built? You see what we just constructed? We constructed a perfect place to sit these eyes. Perfect. If it don't fit, you must have quit. He guilty as hell. He guilty as hell. The glove fit right away. Oh, man. I'm not accepting anyone on live, y'all. My bad. I don't know how to look. Last time, look, anyway. You've made perfect spaces for these eyes to fit into. Now, again, this might be a little off. Might be. But that's where you come in later and fix it. Now, you have your eye line right here. That's kind of like a center way through the eyes. Do the same thing over here. Now, remember, this is sunken into the face. So the eyeball is going to be kind of protruding like that. I'm exaggerating it for the sake of the live, but it does really kind of look like that. Let's bring this in. I always draw my eye a little bit too far this way, so I'm trying to account for that. If you have a mistake that you know you need to account for, then you can account for it. But you have to know that mistake. Now, remember how I told y'all that I was about 80% of the way through this drawing or 90% of the way through this drawing? Watch. Watch. You remember this sphere? I told y'all I'm in it for the long game. Remember this? Okay. Let's pull in a light source. Let's pull this in. Light's coming in from this way, right? Imagine, and no, this is not pre-recorded. Sorry, I'm looking at the chats every now and then, but this isn't pre-recorded, but this is like an event that I advertised, which is why I'm not really taking requests right now, and I'm just trying to get through it. And that spirit's going crazy. But she can blah, 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 blah. That's when the blessings come in. Blessings come in. Let me. Okay, now, as I was saying, bring in a light source and watch how this comes together. You see this sphere? Imagine, don't draw this line. Don't draw this line, but this is how you're thinking about it. Right? Now watch. I'm going to be a little bit quiet, but watch me work. And watch how quickly this happens. I'm not exaggerating, y'all. It's going to come together like magic. Let's define this nose a little bit better. And let's get to work. Now, the core shadow on an egg would be right here. Where is the shortest path where you can find that core shadow? Not the shortest, but one that makes sense for you. One that makes sense for you. Find a short path and make that your core shadow. So how am I going to do it? Man, let's come in like this. Core shadow. Okay. Easy. Okay, I think this will come in like this. This will be a little bit softer up here. Okay. Let's keep drawing. Let's keep drawing. Now here, I'm imagining, right now we've drawn a map. That's what you don't get it yet because you haven't seen it happen, but you've drawn a map of all of the planes of the face. So now you're going to know which, look at the way it's facing. Imagine all of the surfaces that are facing away from the light and draw those in shadow. And arc them off with a little core shadow. Now, I'm going to come in with line, but you're going to see. Now, and I didn't draw the eyebrows in, but obviously draw those your way, right on the brow line for men. For women, it usually arcs up a little bit more, but for men, we usually have shorter brows. So once again, now I'm going to come in with line. And all of these shapes have these shadows to them. That's what determines your realism. Watch, watch, watch. Again, it's not going to make sense at first, but did you draw your sphere? If you drew your sphere, it's going to start to make sense pretty soon. It's going to start to make sense pretty soon. Y'all see what's happening? Y'all see what's happening? See how easy it is? Y'all thought I was just going to come up here and do something. Look, watch. Watch. Watch how this comes together. I told y'all, stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. I'm really that guy. Watch. Now, the nose has a what? Cast shadow. This is what they call the Rembrandt triangle, because Rembrandt used to do this a lot. He used to leave a triangle of light right on the cheek. And it's because this nose casts a shadow. Watch. Let's darken this side up a little bit. Let's add a little core shadow and cast shadow to this. Let's extend this a little bit more. Let's push it. You see how much realism I'm starting to add to this drawing in seconds? Not minutes, y'all, seconds. Now, just for my sake, let me draw an eye in here just to make it bust. You feel me? Eyes are going to look kind of weird. I don't care. I'm not focused on the eyes. I'm focused on the construction. Eyes can come later. Who cares? I don't care how y'all draw y'all's eyes. I'm going to draw mine like this. Let me draw him looking to the left. Because he like, man, look at this man. Get your mans, bro. That's what he's saying. Like, bro, get your mans. He talking to Kev. He like, bro, what'd you just say, bro? He like, huh? Watch. See? And do you see how easy this was? This wasn't hard, guys. It's all repetition. All of it. It's not, we treat drawing like it's this magical thing that you pick up and you're good at. But no, it's a craft. It's whittling. It's sculpting. It's making vases. It's plumbing. It's football. I played football for a lot of my life, y'all. I was in Pee Wee League. This is football practice right here. What y'all are doing, if y'all are drawing along, this is football practice for y'all. Y'all about to hop in the game. Your game is your artwork. Your game is your drawing. And all you need are the tools to express yourselves. That's why I'm so passionate about it. Because for me, I got really frustrated because I couldn't express myself. But I'm like, bro, you don't have the tools to express yourself. That's the problem. That's the problem. It's not that you just can't. It's that you're not good enough yet. And that's okay, but you have to get better. You can't get complacent. Let's do the same thing down here. Once again, let me make it come over here just so y'all really see it. Now the eyes, once again, your eyes are spheres, so it's going to curve around here. I don't know how you draw your eyes. Once again, I really don't care how you draw your eyes. Draw them how you draw them. First, I'm going to come in with flat tone. Then I'm going to add my life to the eyes. Draw some variation in tonality. Feel me? This eye, I'm going to make it a little bit lighter because it's right next to the light. Me, I usually don't draw that little sheen on the pupils. I usually don't. Now, let's just bring them in some brows. They're bushy. Who cares? Make them Rock Lee. I don't care. Now, bring that neck. Oh, I said bring that neck. Hold up. Pause. 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 Don't pause me. I said bring that neck. Don't pause me. I already know it's coming. I already know it's coming. Pause. Major pause. Now, let's just give him this little neck. Let's draw this. I don't care about that. Whatever. Now, same steps. Watch this, y'all. Watch how it comes together. Okay. Well, where's that core shadow going to be? Imagine that sphere. Imagine this. Tone. Look. Core shadow. Core shadow. Core shadow. Core shadow. Core shadow. Maybe it would come up like this. It'd kind of be like that. Core shadow. Core shadow. Tone. And again, it don't look like half or nothing while you're doing it. But when you're done, people think you just did magic. Because they think this is magic. They think this is like, it's not magic, y'all. It's practice, bro. It's just practice. That's all. I wish that I could like strongly impart this on you enough, but this is not some unattainable level of skill. You watch somebody like Kim Jong-gi draw, that's something that most human beings legitimately, he's one of those special human beings. And you're not going to find many that can do it just like him. But me? Bruh, in this art skit, I keep on telling y'all, bro, I'm a scrub with this. There are so many people who have less followers than I do who are actually good. Like, I'm a scrub at this. But you know what I know? I know how to practice. I know how to work hard on my craft. That's what sets me apart. I love drawing. That's what when I sit down, I do this for fun. Look, like y'all think I'm playing with y'all. Like, look at the practice sheets, bro. This is what I do with my practice sheets, bro. This is what I do with my free time. Look. I do this. This isn't y'all think I'm some magical Negro. I'm not. I'm a dude who practiced a little bit. And y'all can be the same dudes who practice a little bit. Y'all can start posting on TikTok and getting a few followers under your belt. This follower shit don't mean nothing. It don't. Shit is not paying my bills. Not for real. I wish it was, but it's not. This is easy. I'm doing this for fun because I love it. I'm teaching this for fun because I love it. I'm not teaching this for fun just because, oh, well, I want to get on here and draw and I really like drawing. I really want y'all to draw. Like, I really want y'all to draw. And that's my point. Like, here's my thing, bro. I have really big goals and big dreams. Now, again, didn't I tell y'all how fast this would come together? Just from those off the rip. Now I'm just popping my shit. I don't care. Now I'm just talking. So now since y'all stay tuned for this, now I can start talking. Now I'm going to get back in the chat. Now I'm going to tap in. But y'all see this? Once again, look, and somebody said with the bicky. Look. And a little kneadable eraser for a little razzle dazzle. I'm telling y'all. Stop playing with me. But you know what I'm saying? It's not that I'm the guy. It's that we're the people. And you can be that guy. You can get way better than I have if you talk. Do I draw bodies in motion? Hey, I always draw bodies. And he said, calm down. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I will not calm down. And you know why? You want to know why? Because look, I have big dreams with my art shit. But what I'm trying to do, right? I'm trying to make sure that y'all, right? That y'all are put in the position to where you guys can achieve what you guys want to achieve. Because look, if there's 1,000 of us, only one of us is going to make the dreams come true. Only one of us. So look, if it's not going to be me, I'd rather it be one of y'all than some other dude who's out there not practicing right now. I'd rather it be one of y'all. So y'all are saying chilled out. Look, bro, this is what I do. Like, again, I draw. Like, again, I have a job. I do what I do with my life. But look, this is what I'm passionate about. This is what I've been pursuing for a while. So you guys might say, yeah, I sound like I need to chill. Okay. That's what y'all think. But again, because how do you get over? But no, let me just finish. How do you get over being your own biggest critic? I'm going to write that down because I'm going to answer that right after I say this. Because a lot of people are telling me to chill. And I will. Look, y'all think that I'm actually angry right now, bro. I'm putting on a show. Like, I want to let y'all know, bro, I am passionate about this shit, but I am hamming it up because I'm on camera and there's 370 people in there. Look, I am excited about this, but don't get me wrong, bro. Like, I'm really not sitting up here crying myself to sleep because y'all think I need to chill. But no, what I'm saying is I'm yelling because I want one of y'all to do it if I can't do it. But no, someone asked how to stop being your own biggest critic. Don't. You know who should be your biggest critic? You. You should be your biggest critic. You should. You should. You want to know why I say that? Because when you're your own biggest critic, you know how to do things. You teach yourself how to do things better. Would you rather you be your harshest critic or your critics be your harshest critic? Now, sit down and think about that. Before you say anything, sit down and think about that. Would you rather be your own biggest critic or would you rather somebody on Twitter be your biggest critic? Because y'all don't want to get ratioed on there. Hey, it's happened to me before. It's happened to the best of us. So no, how do you stop being your own biggest critic? You know what? That's not the right question. What you want to know is how to be nicer to yourself. That's really what you're asking. You're not asking how to stop being your own biggest critic. You're asking how to be nice to yourself. And you want to know how to start being nice to yourself? Accept that you're going to be bad at it. Oh, you don't want to be bad at drawing? You're going to be. Okay. Oh, you can't draw a straight line? Okay, it's not going to be straight. Your line isn't going to be straight until you practice and make it straight. Accept it. Like, bro, like you're supposed to be bad. Like do you think that the average person just comes out like knowing how to do this? Do you think I came out and again, let's really take y'all down the rabbit hole, bro. Cause look, I have drawings. I have old drawings. That's one thing that I do have. So I can show y'all. It's not, again, you think I'm trying to hide something? Like, again, these were good. Don't get me wrong. Like, this was when I really started drawing and these were good. But these weren't this. I drew like this because I said, oh, well, that's my style. That's my style. No, I just didn't know how to draw. And now that I know how to draw, my style looks better because I learned. So yeah, no, like to answer your question, how do you stop being your own biggest critic? Don't. Be nicer to yourself about it. Forgive yourself for being bad. That's how you do it. You should be looking at yourself saying, hey, I just started. I'm supposed to be bad. You know what I said to my girlfriend once, actually? I remember this was about a year and a half ago. It was about a year and a half ago, and I looked at her and I said, you know what really frustrates me? I said, what really frustrates me is that I don't have a thing. I was like, I go to TikTok, everyone has a thing. People can dance, people can sing, people can play the guitar, people can play the ukulele, people can play the accordion. And I'm like, I don't have a thing. And what I told her, I said, you know what? I'm going to make drawing my thing. I said, okay, I'm going to make drawing my thing. Okay. I'm going to make drawing my thing. And you know what I did? I started practicing drawing. Again, I pulled these out just for y'all, just because I knew that someone would be like, oh, well, you're so good. Look, these are my first 3 sketchbooks. Look, if your sketchbook, if the paper not coming off it, you didn't really use it. But these are my first 3 sketchbooks, bro. And I've drawn. Look, these are 3. I have another bigger one outside. I have another one sitting over there. Look, in the past year, some of y'all have never filled a sketchbook. I filled about 5 in a year. Why? Because I like it. And not all my drawings are good. Some of my look at this. Hey, so someone asked me if I could draw bodies. Oh yeah, I could draw bodies. Don't play with me. Now, look, somebody gonna report me. Look, okay, whatever. But again, I have my days. These are my sketch pages. This is how it comes. This is how I get my energy out. Like, y'all keep on saying like, oh, you need to chill. Like, bro, like, come on. So once again, I'm saying all of this to say, y'all, again, I sound passionate because people want passion. Y'all can criticize about passion, but look, people are tuning in for it because they know I'm speaking facts. So look, passion don't matter. But look, again, I'll keep drawing whatever. But yeah, for all of y'all that said, I really wish I could have made it. Now I will say, I was originally planning on putting this like tutorial I'm taking the recording and putting it on Patreon. But I see people already in here. They're saying like, oh yeah, bro, like I already recorded some of it. I know some of y'all don't want to pay. Like I know that a lot of y'all are younger, and that's what I've had to kind of realize. Like the people who are older, like the people around my age and older, we get it. Because look, me, I have a cat, I got an apartment. I need money, y'all. So this is how I make my meal ticket. So just know, y'all, like it's not because I'm being greedy. That's not why I'm posting live on Patreon. Anyway, what I was gonna say is because of all the fuss and buzz about my live, with me getting kicked off, I'm gonna do the same live next week. Same exact live, same exact information. Now the drawings might not come out as good. You know, I can't guarantee that, but I've done this 150 times, so I know it could be. So, but again, I'm doing this again next week. So if you missed a portion of it, if you feel like, okay, well, I didn't get enough, like come back next week, bring your questions, and we can really talk about it and unpack it. But I just wanted to thank everybody for their time. Again, I'm not getting off right now. I'm going to be on. So keep tapping in with questions and I'm going to answer what I can, but you probably won't see me drawing too much. To be honest, I've already drawn for about 3 hours today, and we all have our limits. I'm a little tired of it, to be honest. So I'm not really drawing too much. Again, I'll be moving my hands just so it's interesting, but I already know I'm going to lose like 300 viewers. But again, if you have any questions that you want to ask, if you have anything that you want me to draw, tap in now. Let me slide up. Do I have a live schedule? What I was planning on doing was I'm not drawing Andrew Rate, sir. I'm not. Do I have a live schedule? Right now, tentatively, sorry, I messed that up. I'm probably going to be going live at this particular time on Sundays every week, right? That's my plan. Now, again, if too many people keep on, I don't know, if people keep on like recording stuff, I might have to do away with that. Because again, I'm doing this for people for free, just for the people who show up, the people who have the time. So I don't know. Draw Princess Peach. I'd have to, let me see. Can I draw people fighting? Can you draw any any AM? 5:30 every Sunday. Bad. No, not 5:30. My bad. I actually started this live at 4 p.m. 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. Quick shade tutorial. That's what I did. Okay. All right. Let me go. I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah, I said tap in with questions, but now, will you do body tutorials? Let me address that. No one's coming up live with me. No one's coming up live. I'm sorry. I don't know y'all. Unless you're the homie, you're not coming up live. No offense. I just don't know what y'all are going to show. And I'm already getting to that point where TikTok is already messing with me. Check my page if you want more detail. But if you guys want body tutorials, check my page. How y'all been in this live this long? Y'all ain't check my page. Check my page. Y'all can see a few little tutorials in there. Check my page. Hello. Hey, much appreciated, the boy Vinny. But once again, talent, this is not talent. This is practice. Practice. Not talent. You can get this good. I promise you. And again, all these tutorials are going to be going up on the $4 tier of my Patreon, y'all. If y'all give some of y'all giving more than $4 today. Go ahead, tap in. And again, I got more benefits than that. So again, I'm going to be giving out free commissions to a lot of my patrons. Look, I'm going to make you something. But just subscribe to the Patreon and I promise you'll have exclusive content because look, times are getting hard. Inflation is inflating and I need to make my way. So look, tap into my Patreon. Again, there's not a lot of content on all of my stuff right now. But why is that? Because no one was following me anywhere else. Why would I focus? Why would I focus? Do I have a YouTube? Yes. And I'm going to be posting most of my casual lives on my YouTube. I do have a YouTube, but there's no videos on there right now. But bear in mind, tonight, there's going to be at least 10 videos on there. Tonight. I'm telling you tonight. Check my, look, MRD on everything. Look, my name up here, Mr. Royal Draws, that's on everything, including Cash App. What was that? Who said that? Who including Cash App? What? Who is that? There's a ghost in here, y'all. I'm sorry. But yeah, on every platform on Mr. Royal Draws. Sub up my YouTube. Because again, I'm going to start transitioning there specifically because TikTok is kind of messing with me, y'all. And again, somebody said earlier that, and she said, do I draw anime? Do I draw anime? I draw anime characters, but I usually draw in my style. I'm not particularly a fan of fan art. Not that I think that there's no merit to it, because I can do it. Let me show you my, I did one like Takehiko Inoue, like one Musashi. Let me see. Y'all, I'm going to show y'all my sketchbook so y'all can see all the ugly drawings in here. So y'all can see that I'm not. Let me see. Where is my Musashi? I know it's around here somewhere because I thought I bookmarked it, but turns out I didn't bookmark it. Actually, let me not do this because there's probably some stuff in there that I might not want you to see. Y'all know how it is. Let me see. I just saw it like this morning. Where is it? Sorry, I'm finding my Musashi. Oh, yeah. I can draw anime. It's not that I can't. It's not that I can't. It's the fact that I don't necessarily like drawing in somebody else's style. I like taking things and just, that is that Obama. I'm dead. I'm dead. This is Musashi Miyamoto from Vagabond. Said draw Ice Spice. Oh nah. Look, draw Ice. No, I'm not. Look, I'm trying not to get banned, y'all. But once again, oh, this is good. This is good. Let me show y'all. This is when I first learned this method. Y'all see this? Y'all see the practice? Look, I was practicing this. I was practicing. This is from a year ago. Same thing that I just went over with y'all. Same thing. Look. Playing with the thirds, like I told y'all at the beginning. Experimenting, having fun. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. So no, I can draw anime. It's just I don't find it particularly interesting. I don't like copying. That's all. Draw Among Us. Okay. All right, so there's a lot of people asking me to draw things. I can't draw them all. But look. Bottom line, I just wanted to let y'all know there are about 250 people in here, so I'm going to keep going through my sketchbook. Again, I told y'all I don't feel like drawing right now because, again, I draw for hours out of the day. Like, I've been on here for an hour. I've been drawing for at least 2 hours before that. So I'm a little tired of drawing, but I'm going to go through my sketchbook so y'all can see some of the stuff that I do. Do you think it's bad to draw on line paper? No, not at all. Do what you do. Do what you do. There's no look, and there are some there are actually some graph papers where the lines, dang, I keep on picking up that pencil. Look, Bic, no eraser. That's what I did all of this with. Look, there's some where the grid, oh my gosh, that's why I hate these pencils. There's some where the grid lines are actually blue, which means when you scan it and put it into a copier, you're going to be able to do away with those lines anyway. You're going to be able to do away with them. So it's totally fine if you draw with lined paper. Don't ever let someone shame you in that way. The only thing that I don't like when people do is trace. I don't like that. I don't. That's my hot take, and I'm going to stand on it. I do not like it when people trace. This is when I was around when I first started learning anatomy at this stage. Look. So let me go through. Oh yeah, this is how I was drawing kind of around when I first started. And then I decided to do like redraws a year later. So like, this was my before, this was my after. So again, you might not see radical differences. Well, no, tracing is, well, here's the thing, right? Let's get into it. Let's unpack. I'm not saying that tracing in and of itself as a practice is bad. I don't think there's any such thing as a bad practice. Like there's always a particular scenario where you do a certain thing and it's okay? Maybe not with everything, but with a lot of things in art. But tracing for commissions, tracing for content, personally, I find that morally wrong. That's just me because again, if you're selling yourself and you're telling somebody that it's your art, and that's why people are subscribing to you, and you say, oh, this is mine, I'm doing the drawing. No, that's not okay. It's not okay to sell. And that's me. But again, if you want to trace because you want to trace over, I do it. I've actually drawn over a couple of drawings in my book. Let me show y'all. Let me show y'all. Give me 1 second. I actually bookmarked this page. This is how I study out of books, y'all. This is How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way. If you want to trace and like maintain your own style, I would recommend tracing like this. Like figuring out the pose by tracing rather than just tracing all of the lines. Right? Like I would say trace like this. Like figure out the proportions of the figure. Figure out where's the orientation in space. This is how I trace. This is the only, and then when I take that, I can take this little framework and put it onto the page and make it my own. That's how I trace. Now, again, if something that you're doing makes you better, who am I to tell you that you shouldn't do it? I can't. But if you're tracing, if you're always tracing and you're never drawing your own stuff, you're shooting yourself in the foot. I don't care what anyone says. But yeah, this is How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way. But anyway, as I was saying, I decided to do a couple of redraws. Like this was before, this was after, this is, and I have the dates here too. So this was back in April. So I'm a little bit better than this now. This was all the way back in last year. But yeah, y'all see, I wasn't always good at draw. Like, look, again, these are okay. But, and again, this is another redraw. This is in 2021. This is in 2022. So again, we can do this. But again, I don't want to stay on live all day because I'm getting a lot of requests. Oh, it is tracing though. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. You know what tracing is? Just because it's not tracing every line doesn't mean it's not tracing. It's absolutely tracing. Now again, you're tracing over the drawing to figure out how the drawing is constructed. That's a good way to trace. Look, I'm relying on the understanding that a lot of y'all are doing digital. Look, a lot of y'all are doing digital. A lot of y'all can do what I just did over this drawing and take it and put it into your own work. That's tracing, bro. Like a lot of y'all are again, if I'm working physically, or traditionally, yes, that's not tracing. I agree. But if I'm taking this and I'm just copy, paste, because a lot of y'all are working on iPads. I don't work on an iPad. So I don't know. But again, I've seen people do it on here. They will literally take the figure and trace it and put it in their own work. And then it's like, but look, wouldn't it be so much easier to just draw it? Wouldn't it be so much easier to find your own style? For me, I feel like tracing is anything that involves you drawing over someone's drawing that already exists. That's tracing to me. So if I put a piece of paper right here and I draw this drawing, that's tracing. If I draw over this drawing and then copy and paste it into another file, that's tracing. Well, no, not necessarily 3D models. And honestly, 3D models, I think it kind of, let's be fair, it kind of fits into the same category, y'all. It kind of fits into this. Again, it's useful. I'm not saying it's not useful. I'm not saying that you can't. Who am I to tell you can't do something? I'm speaking about my opinion. Why am I screaming? Because I'm all up against the camera. Why are you quiet? That's the question. That's the question. Why are you quiet? Gizlity. Because I'm right up against the camera. But yeah, I'm about to, let me see. Have I done storyboards for my own stuff? Yes, but I'm not a professional, y'all. I'm self-taught. So, but once again, y'all, I'm kind of tired of drawing and I'm just tired, period. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. That was my point, Inner City. That was exactly my point. Thank you for summing it up. That was my point. But yeah, I'm going to hang it up, y'all. Once again, thank you for everyone that showed up. Follow me if you like my content. Watch some of my videos. Hit me up on live. Subscribe to my YouTube. Again, everything is the same as this right here. Right here, Mr. Royal Draws. Look me up on anything and you'll probably find me there. So take it easy, y'all. And how come no one got mad that nigga? Okay, Mr. ZM Dash. I'm ending the live because of you. Okay. You said you self-taught. Yes. That's cap. How you gonna tell me? You see how people do on TikTok? They gonna get on. They gonna get on the live and talk about that's cap. They gonna tell me how I did it. Okay. I'll tell you what. You tell me how I learned. How do you think I learned if it's not self-taught? Yes, and I am joking. And I am. I'm having a good time. I don't know about y'all. I'm chilling. I'm having a great time. So don't think I'm getting mad at y'all, bro. No, how to draw books are self-taught, man. That's how self-taught artists learn. They don't just draw in their room. Like the head to the torso without it looking wonky. That's working on neck anatomy. But yeah, working out of a book, that's self-taught. Going to a class, that's not self-taught. But I'm an educated artist, and you look like you have had some training. And that's nice, and thank you. Thank you for that. That's actually a really good... That's actually a very nice thing that you just said. I appreciate it, but I guarantee you, bro, I have not taken an art class. I have not. I just know who to look at to learn from. That's all. That's all. If you learn from the right people, bro, it's easy. And again, if you don't believe me, sub to my Patreon. Sub to my Patreon. Sub to my Patreon. Y'all will get this good. Don't worry about it. Sub to the Patreon. But yeah, anyway, sorry if I'm being so loud, y'all, and sorry if any of y'all thought that I was coming for y'all. Once again, anyone that's saying, oh yeah, listen, anyone that's coming for anyone in this chat, don't do that. Like, that's not what my point is. I'm having fun. So again, don't think that I'm coming for any of y'all. Don't think that that's how I'm coming. That's not how it is. That's not what this is. So I'm having a good time, y'all. Because I speak so loudly, people often tell me that, but nah, we good. So anyway, y'all take it easy. I will be live this same time next Sunday, and y'all just follow my page and I'll let y'all know. Alrighty. Take it easy, y'all. Bye-bye. Follow me up.